Yes, sir.
Hello, welcome to another video. We're going over another upcoming mint for the Root Network. This time we're talking to LTNFT, who's doing some Recon haulers, a part of Dune Crew, and all of that good jazz. LTNFT, thanks so much for coming through. Let's talk about the upcoming Recon haulers. What in the world is it?
Recon haulers is something I am personally working on. It's a one team thing. It all came up with the idea ever since the Third Kingdom launched. I wanted to integrate like my passion for big rigs. I guess you could say my passion for what the Dune Crew community is, because they're a bunch of like savages that support each other, you know. And then also I wanted something that I can use in the metaverse, because I'm a big fan of Ready Player One and the whole concept about the whole metaverse.
We're talking about how you were really into Ready Player One, how you wanted to have something that you were passionate about within the metaverse, and how TTK was a starting point for you realizing, hey, I can do this. So is the idea for these haulers to have something to do with TTK? Is it the idea that the resources are there, or is it just kind of the fact that it's interoperable in a way?
Well, all of the above. One of the main points was Aaron had mentioned how eventually we're going to be able to use our party bearers and fluffs inside of the Third Kingdom. And that, to me, when when it comes to mining your own resources, and once there are other characters or other communities joining our space, what's to say they can't attack you and basically take over your kingdom and steal all of your resources? That's where I came up with, besides also being a fan of Mad Max, what create something that revolves around semi trucks, and then the whole Mad Max scene, which is kind of what the Dune Crew is, a bunch of savages like that. You would be, eventually you would be able to utilize that vehicle, that recon vehicle, to protect your kingdom. You know, that's why I've given previews of what they look like. They're going to be heavily armed, and that's just the base model. I'm also working on Recon Haulers accessories, which, when I say accessories, I'm mostly talking about they're going to be trailers that are going to be attached to the Recon Haulers that are going to either be like storage trailers to transport your precious resources, or to transport, I don't know, for example, your seekers, if you need to take a bunch of your seekers to a certain mine. Like I said, I know this is out for down the line, once Aaron and the team push that whole part of TTK where we can use our avatars and bring in other accessories or like weapons.
So for the vehicles themselves, is this something where you're actually like the designer behind it? Do you have, I mean, so you're saying that you're a one person team. So you're, not only are you a hauler in real life, but you actually have the design skills and you're going out and doing this every day?
Yes, sir. So yes, I'm the one that designed them. I did get a little help from my brother. For the most part, 90% of recon haulers, like I've designed them. I'm gonna be honest. There was days that it was like, should I even be doing this? Because I mean, personally, I have my own trucks that I have to deal with, and then besides trucks, family kind of gets in the way sometimes, and then having to be active on Discord or with the community, it takes a lot, especially for a one man team. I'm thankful that I'm at this point where we're ready for mint.
And so speaking of the mint, what are you looking at for the size? What are you looking at for the price, the mint date? Do you have all those details figured out, or is that to come?
I already reached out to the Tradeverse team, and we have already confirmed the date for the 28th of March. When it comes to the size of the collection, I didn't want to do anything huge like a 10K collection, 5K collection. So I just did it at 2,500. Besides me just minting those recon haulers, I am going to be whatever is generated from the recon haulers, because I'm very much about supporting the network, because without support from the community for the network, sometimes things just don't work out. So for example, half of whatever is generated, I'm gonna put it straight back into the network, into staking into our Dune Crew node.
And you guys are doing something with like the the Dune Crew coin. I know we talked about it briefly beforehand, but can you tell us what kind of the integrations and different kind of components that is? Because obviously you're big in that community.
The Dune Crew coin, that's something that I personally also created. In the beginning, it was supposed to be just like another meme coin created on the XRPL. Eventually, I got a bunch of the community support to actually launch it. 90% was airdropped to different projects on the Root network. As of right now, I'm personally trying to find different ways to bring more utility to it. As of right now, we do have Dune Crew Poker Nights, which are the buy-ins are paid with DCC. There are gonna be other things down the line that I'm trying to work on to bring more utility to it. But as of right now, that's what we got going on with that.
Hell yeah. And I don't think we touched on it. Did you decide on a mint price yet for the Recon haulers?
Oh, so for a mint price, each Recon hauler is going to be at 1,000 root. Since the price of root is kind of low right now because of this whole volatility in the market, I think it's fair. Like I mentioned, half of that it's going to go straight back into the Doom Crew node.
And so for the future conversations around what it is for the Recon haulers, because you've highlighted that you kind of have to wait for some of the featureverse tooling and just kind of the openness that is to come on that. Is that the plan where it's supposed to be integrated within Readyverse and elsewhere, or what's kind of just like the future outlook?
So the future outlook, my idea and what I want Recon haulers to eventually go to. Eventually, I do want them to be playable vehicles that you can utilize in TTK or Open. That is gonna take a little bit of time because, like I said, I am a one-man team. I am gonna seek some help from a couple members from the community that know more than I do. Eventually, that is the plan. And then especially since the Recon haulers accessories, they're basically going to be swappables that you can swap on your base model Recon vehicle. So it's a lot of work. Eventually, that's where I'm heading to.
Amazing. And is there any final things that we didn't get to or that you wanted to mention? Any shout outs in general? What do you got for the final note?
So I want to shout out the Dune Crew community because without them and their support, I honestly don't think I would have even gone through with this or even completed it, you know. Uh, and also I want to thank the Futureverse team because I'm not a developer that knows 100% of everything. I have seeked help with a lot of different people, and I'm super grateful for all of those people uh, on the Root network that are building that have you know guided me the right way. So for that, much love, and I'm super grateful to be part of not just the Doom Crew community, but the whole Root network as a whole.